Is that worth it?
Here we are. Welcome to Co-op Guild.
I'm not ready yet. Oh, there it is. Nope.
No. Oh boy.
Welcome. This is our live chat on Saturday mornings as we talk about various board game topics, generally the cooperative focus. So welcome.
Okay, found it.
Sounds good. Hey, Steph, how's it going?
Nailed it first time.
Good morning, Dirty. So, because Halloween is coming up,
Oh, Dirty's not gonna like our list.
probably not. Hey, Tim, how's it going?
Tim, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Oh,
Well,
this
we
is
will
awesome.
we will preface. We will
Don't worry, I'll
preface-
take over for him and
Oh
my
god!
love
Oh god!
for
Oh
me
god!
boys.
Oh god! Oh god!
Matt's here, Kim's here. That's awesome. Good to
So-
see everybody.
So while he's
Oh, I
working,
forgot to put one on my list. Darn it! Oh well. I'll
while
honorable mentions at the
while
end.
we're working on Steve's audio, I will do the preface. So
Why? Why
we
can't I
will go for it.
Today we're here to talk about our top 5 horror themed games because it's getting close to the wonderful Halloween time. Here, that's gonna be awesome. Not to mention, I think my pumpkins froze last night because I think it went below 0 last night, or below freezing here in Minnesota. It's supposed to snow today. Can you believe that? Lots of fun. So Steve has everything all queued up and ready to go,
Yes.
and he's gonna
You can hear me
mime
now.
the different games system. He's gonna mime his answers. We're gonna play charades with him.
But before we get started, we will preface it is very simple to fill this list with any game from Fantasy Flight. So we challenged ourselves to not pick any Fantasy Flight. Well, Bairnt and I did to not pick any Fantasy Flight games.
Oh, that's what I was supposed to talk about?
So
I'm not a
we are-
big horror fan, so I'm
Yeah,
dabbled in
so
there.
that's why I said Bairnt and I challenged ourselves to do that. So if
Hey,
you don't
Judd,
see
how's
that
it
on our
going?
list,
Thanks. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't realize my Windows decided to drop my audio all the way down for some odd reason. So
yeah.
we're good now.
Yeah, so
Spoilers, why
if
don't
you
you
don't
play
see it on our list, it doesn't mean we don't like it. It just means we're challenging ourselves. All right.
And at the end, we're gonna have some honorable mentions.
Yeah.
It's not acceptable, Derek.
It's too easy. It's an easy win. You could line out top
So
5.
I'm
no
sorry
problem.
to say that you're not gonna see Arkham Horror: The Living Card Game in Derek and I's list, though it would easily make the list, no, hands down. So we're giving some other people a chance to have their game shine because we all know how good that game shines.
Yes.
Same with Arkham Horror 3rd, 2nd, Eldritch, all that. They're all fantastic horror themed games that we love and adore.
Except for Elder Sign. That's right. I don't like it.
Really? You got it right here. It's at the bottom of this pile of games that I don't play anymore.
What would that tell you?
A game that is completely dependent on dice rolling and nothing else.
Actually, I
What?
should crack out Elder Sign. I think my son might enjoy it.
Yeah.
Well, Steve wants to play it today with me.
Okay, should we dive into it?
Yep, I got my snorkel
Okay.
and my fins.
Okay,
Alright.
let's start off with Derek.
You win.
Start us off. I'm like, yeah.
Bottom of your list.
Woohoo! Dead of Winter. Dead of Winter is always on my list because this is my gateway game for anyone I bring into the hobby. So if I'm going, many times I've run into a lot of, I have some friends who've never played board games, don't know what they're about. They've just played Monopoly, and Steve, it says you're quiet again.
Yeah, he's fixing.
You're good.
Okay,
Windows
okay.
is adjusting my volume automatically, and I don't know why.
Ugh, that, yeah.
I don't use that feature.
So whenever I meet friends who have never played like board games like we play them, and they're saying, hey, bring it over, let's have a game night, I always break out Dead of Winter because that's and it surprisingly works every time. I've never had anyone have a bad experience with Dead of Winter. You know,
Because you haven't played with me.
Yeah, you'd be forgiving, you know, just let them have some fun and have some crossroads events and see what happens. And they actually love the game. Everyone I've run into have ended up purchasing it. So yep, Dead of Winter is my number 5.
We enjoy that game. That's a fun game. I did gateway some people into this game, including my sister, her husband, and her son. and then my wife and I played this game, and it was if it was. Oh, it's still up to this day kind of irks me as to how this all transpired until I realized the whole story behind it. But you have to put things into a trash thing or something, and then you flip over to see what happens. Like, say you need
Yeah.
or fire or something, and like all of a sudden there's 5. There's like a piece of trash and 3 fire, and like, oh, somebody like threw something in. There's a traitor, right? Okay, so we had to do food, so I'm like, I'm gonna put 3 food in there. Okay, great. We need 5 food, and my nephew put in 2 food. He goes, I'm gonna put in 2 food. So nobody else put anything in. And then we flip it over, and like one of them was like 2 food, and the other, all of a sudden this piece of garbage in there. And like, whoa, there's a traitor amongst us. I'm like, it's not rocket science. It's Justin. They're like, no, it could be you. I'm like, it's not me. I why would I put 3 food in there and then like not and make him 1 piece of garbage and already have helped you out twice doing something else? Justin has yet to do anything. It's the first time he's put stuff in. They're like, oh no, it's Justin. I'm sure of it. Or it's you. I'm sure of it. So I'm like, no, I vote for Justin. We're kidding. Nobody votes with me. I'm like, seriously? None of you vote with me? And then of course the next thing is like, okay, he points me and well, he's got to vote on Bairnt. What? And so I'll put me out. And I'm out doing my thing on my own. Everything's fine. I found out at the end of the game that my sister had a card that said she had to have the most people like in her group. She had to have like the most allies. And I had already gotten 3 and she had none. She's like, I'm sorry, I knew it wasn't you, but I voted you out because I wanted to win with my card. What?
The trader mechanic, if you're into competitive, the trader mechanic in this game does work well. But if you're not, you want to be co-op, you can actually just take it out and play the game as a co-op game completely without a trader at all, and it still works well. So when
that's
I
where
teach
the
this,
game
I
failed for me,
always take it out.
honestly.
Say what?
That's where he failed for me, honestly. I had the exact opposite experience.
Okay.
Because like everyone has their own personal goals, right?
Yeah.
And if you can't achieve your personal goal, what incentive do you have to help anyone else?
Teamwork.
Did you know that makes the dream work?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that another thing that you can also do is omit personal goals. So
yeah,
if you
that
do
would
that,
be fun.
then
I
you have the mail.
more.
Yeah. So there's 3 modes of play. 2 that are intrinsic to the rules as written, and then 1 that you can do if you don't want to do personal goals. And so with those 3, usually with when I teach, I don't use personal goals or trader. So I just have them do the main goal, and then if they're like, hey, let's play that again, then I will introduce personal goals. But I never introduce the trader with teaching. Anyway, that's me. That a winner. Who's next?
Nope. Let's move on. Let's move on to Bairnt. So Bairnt, you had in no particular order, I guess. Here we go. Resident Evil.
Oh, this is my new one. I've been playing Resident Evil. This is fun. This is a fun game. I didn't get to Resident Evil 3 or 2, but Resident Evil I got. I'm really excited for this one. This was, of course, the old Resident Evil game I played on my original PlayStation. It was awesome. Anyway, this game is super fun. I like it. It actually really feels like Resident Evil. I really like this game. Your ammo is limited. You don't always kill the bad guys. You need to do things you need to unlock certain parts of the mansion so you get to other parts. And I think it's really cool. So far, I've been enjoying it. I haven't played a lot of it, I have to admit, but what I've played of it, I've really enjoyed it so far. So I'm looking forward to getting more of this done. I still haven't painted up all of my zombies. They've been on my table for a while here, but I've really enjoyed Resident Evil. And I hope, and it's funny because this is a Steam Forge game. And they have a tendency to not have the greatest track record for me, but they did okay on this one, and I think it's been fun so far.
Well, I think they probably did okay on this one because 3 sucked, 2 was so this one just had to be good. It's like it's trending down.
I actually totally agree with you, Derrick, 100%. It's like, didn't do well. It's like this one, the number 2, almost there, Resident Evil, got it. Okay.
Nailed it.
It takes 3 times to get a game right, but at least they got it right. I've had fun with this one. And I even like the way that they some of the stuff you have to do is you need to get like say keys and stuff, and they're hidden inside some of the decks, and you actually have to go through the mansion just like you would in the game and try to find those places to get the things. And so you never know exactly where the key is going to be until you start getting through the mansion. And they even not on the entire mansion's not there, and you actually have to open a door, and then like you flip over a card to show you what else is in that, what part is being unlocked, and what's in that part of the mansion, which I think is kind of cool too.
All I think of is the old video game, the original one where you're like, stop, don't open that door.
So when I did my playthrough, I actually found a recording of somebody who had recorded the Resident Evil door open.
Really?
And so anytime I say like, okay, Jill's gonna open the door,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
and then it would go into then it'd cut back to where I was talking.
That's awesome.
And I'm gonna keep doing that every time I do this game.
Steve, what do you got?
I put on the Zombicide for mine.
Nice.
There's a lot of Zombicides to pick from.
No.
Just a few. We might be talking about another one later. But this, I still enjoy the modern one. We have a lot of it, and I mix everything together. It makes for a lot of variety. I'm torn on which one I like more. I'll leave. We'll talk about another one soon. I'll talk about that one later. But this one I do enjoy quite a bit still, due to the mission variety. It's actually pretty good. Like I've got a mission book with a lot of fans who created missions, and there's some really fun ones with like driving cars through building walls to try to access areas and stuff. And yeah, it's always a fun time. It's not high on my list, but I still enjoy this one quite a bit.
Do you have all of second edition, like the Washington ZC and all that?
Okay. Because I have a lot of first edition. I got the new stuff to upgrade my first to a second edition, so it's not complete. It's kind of a mismatch, honestly, but it works for me. So
Stacy asked you a question.
Good luck.
So about painting and me, if you watch my recent Deep Rock video, yeah, no, I'm unfortunately not a painter, so
Not yet.
Those are not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Who else said they weren't a painter? Colin. I'm never gonna paint these minis.
You know who else said they weren't a painter? Me. And now I'm painting minis.
I actually started a trend a little bit on one stop. And there are people who started painting their minis.
It's just very relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, let's move back to Bairnt. No, Derrick, you're up.
What?
We skipped you.
Who?
Turn order's all messed up.
We don't have a turn order. Remember, this is Halloween.
Actually, no, this worked out well because I'll say I planned this, but maybe we'll move on to your number
That's
4.
hilarious.
Marvel Zombies. I am anxiously awaiting my all-in stuff to come from the game steward.
You all-in pledge that?
Oh my god! Well, except for the Galactus nonsense, I didn't want.
Well, then what was the point?
Because I don't want that big honking thing walking around. Really? Tell me about your Cthulhu Death May Die. How many times are you playing with that thing? No, I'm not spending $1,000 on a game. On one game. Let's say that I'm not spending $1,000 on one game. So, but Marvel Zombies is a jam. I think once I got this game and I played with Stephen Kim, I actually
3 times.
Good lord.
We have used this 3 times, and it's awesome every time.
That's amazing paint job, though.
It's so cool. It's like as big as my head. Let's wait.
Yeah, Robin, how cool is that mini? Huh, Robin? How cool is that mini, Robin? So, but this once I played Heroes Resistance with you two, I actually I donated my Black Plague, like my Black Plague Wolfsburg. Got rid of that Zombicide, and this is my new Zombicide of choice. It is a lot of fun. The heroes are well done. The missions are fun to do, and it's a lot. And I know that they're bringing out like the DC one, but I don't want that. This one's all I need. It's perfect and it's great. So this is
the DC Marvel Zombie.
Yeah, it's called Deceased.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, Deceased is looking really good so far. With what they've shared.
Yeah, so basically they got the DC license and they're doing the exact same thing with DC.
Yeah.
It's a statue.
I really like Marvel Zombies a lot. This I'm torn on like which one I like more. They're pretty different, I think. And they each do different aspects better than the other. Like I've really enjoy the dice mechanics in Marvel Zombies quite a bit. It brings me a little bit into that Death May Die, like, I don't know, in a sense where you like push your luck almost, but like, you're rolling lots of dice, but it's also bad for you type situation.
Yeah, and it's fun to be either the hero or the zombie because you got
Yeah.
the hunger track or you got the heroic track.
Yeah.
Which way you want to do it, so it's good.
Yeah, and
I'm
the
excited for you to
heroes
get
are
all your stuff,
fun,
Derrick.
both sides, like you said.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing an unboxing once all that stuff comes in, but I gotta wait for it's supposed to be at I think Game Steward gets it at the end of the month, which means I could probably get mine in November.
Wasn't that game eventually, didn't it come to with shipping if you went super all in with that Galactus pledge, almost about $1,000?
Over. Yep.
That's ridiculous. That's why I said no, thank you.
And I told them, like, even with the Cthulhu thing, I was like, I don't want the mini, I want the board. That's because that's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
The mini doesn't matter at all for the game at all. Anyway, different discussion. Go ahead.
Mini matters for Cthulhu because you actually have to be on it and do things around it.
Well, but you could do that on the board because the mini doesn't matter at all. It's just them making
My
money.
wife's listening. Quiet.
What's next?
Next, we have.
Oh, Dawn of Madness. I got that game.
Mhm.
That's my game. I got that game. It's right here. This is Dawn of Madness. Dawn of Madness is awesome. Okay, Dawn of Madness is not out yet. And just a heads up. So I've got like the prototype still right here, which is pretty sweet. Maybe.
There's some controversy around this game.
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in this game. This Dawn of Madness, it's super cool. This one I'm super pumped for. Okay, I met the designer of this game, and he has like I have never met a person that has like the weirdest brain in the world. This is Bairnt. Bairnt does. Like his like thought process for some of these stories are like they're out of control, man. It's like he thinks of every horror game like worst nightmare and put them all in one game. And it's super cool. So if you're into horror, this is going to be the experience. Is Dawn of Madness. This is going to be your like psychedelic versus like just straight gore versus like it's everything. So if like you're really into that, this is going to be a great game for you. There's different characters you can be, and you get to relive their stories and things happening. Like I went down one person's little path that like had to do with like a surgeon and had like a big like clowny face going on, and like he was like performing surgery on people. I was like, oh my gosh, it was pretty intense. It's an intense game, and I'm really excited for this one. So this is one that has gone through, I think, like 3 iterations of concept from my prototype playthrough to what it is now. That's the deal. So if what happened? Derrick's your hero? No, Derrick's not your hero. But I really think this is great. It's going to be shipping pretty soon. I think it's close to shipping.
There was some stuff going on with it where shipping was a huge concern, like if it was going to get made or shipped or anything. So hopefully they work it out. So
it's dynamic games. I didn't think there would really
Dimension.
Sorry, Dimension games, because they've done a lot of things in the past.
They did Deep Madness. They did Deep Madness.
They did Deep Madness. And I think there's another game they're in the process of making right now. But Bairnt is amazing when it comes to designing this game. He's, like I said, he's listened to the community and has redesigned this thing twice. He's like done it. I met him at Gen Con when he originally was going to do this. He sent me a prototype, did the playthrough, and a lot of people were like, I don't get it. Why'd you use this? Why'd you do this? So he cut it back, streamlined it a little bit more, then even streamlined it a little bit more. So we're down to really, in theory, a streamlined game. I think will be a lot of fun. And the minis are really super creepy. I think I got them in here, don't I? I'm pretty sure I do. I got some of them at least. I know that. If I can find them.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't. Do I not have the minis? I'm getting them. I'm not. Sorry, guys. I'm a failure.
You were not prepared.
No, I'm not prepared, and the minis aren't in here.
You failed me for the last time, Bairnt.
Okay, no, God, no. Where did I do with them? Oh, they're down there in the. I don't have them. They're down way underneath something.
Next game.
Well,
Next game.
This is a good tie-in
Dawn of
because
Madness.
this
You
next
don't-
game
don't
has
have it.
fantastic miniatures. Honestly, really, really well done.
Alright.
Unfortunately, this one is also really hard to get for other reasons. Reichbusters, I'm putting on the list. So people might be like, "Is this horror?" Well, it's Weird War II, and I consider that horror. So,
Oh, is there
it's fair.
zombies in it?
Yes.
Then it's horror game.
Well, it also has machinations in it, where like there's like people that are like mixed with like like a giant. One of the bosses is like a Panzer tank and a person like combined into one
Wait,
thing.
what?
Yeah.
Is this Fast and Furious?
No, because people aren't cars in that movie. I don't think.
Not yet.
That's true. Yeah. Because it's
Oh,
all
boy.
about all weird machinations. It is definitely a stealth game. Has stealth elements in it for sure. But the thing I love about this is the card play is so good in the game. I love the card play in this game. The cards are multi-use, so you can use them for dice mitigation and like really good dice mitigation. It's not just a reroll. It's like, hey, I need this specific dice face. You play a card and just get that dice face, and you use it to power your abilities and stuff like that. And everyone has ultimate abilities they start with, and they're all really powerful. You got to figure out what's the best time to trigger them and stuff. So
Okay.
I've got complaints with it, especially when it comes down to the vril weapons. So because you can steal the enemy weapons and use them against them, but how that system works, honestly it's not really worth it. So there's a house rule used for that. But yeah, really like this game. This was a big surprise for me.
You said
But
this game is not readily available?
well, it's Mythic. That's the problem.
Yeah, so if it's not in your favorite local game store, it's pretty much, or on the buy sell trade market, it's pretty much not available.
Yeah. Now the silver lining is this product line was supposedly sold to another company, so they might be picking up at some point.
Okay.
I don't know who that company is or what the plans are, but I know they have plans for more content for this one. So
The company that the rights were sold to?
that's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. So it may be coming back, but if you get a chance to try it out, I don't know. I liked it. It's fun. We should
All right,
play Derrick. You might like it, despite the stealth.
Just a heads up. Reichbusters and Dawn of Madness are opposite polar horror effects.
Yes.
Dawn of Madness is. I just thought it was funny that you brought up Reichbuster, which to me seems like an adventure game. Like it's like more than it is like a horror game. But I understand, Steve. People should know Steve isn't really horror's not really his theme. So there's a lot more that goes into Steve's horror. I don't mind horror. I actually really enjoyed in board games. I can't do horror in movies. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I've seen all those. I've seen enough movies to the point where when things go bump in the night here in my house, Robin's like, "Oh, what's that noise downstairs?" I'm like, I don't know. You should go check it out. Nope, saw that movie. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
I always say
Really?
that too.
Like,
I
nope.
always say that too. It's like, you want to go camping? Nope, because I know how that movie ends.
Yep, I know how that
black
movie
dude
ends.
dies first. No thank you.
All of a sudden, the lights go out. She's like, "Oh, can you go downstairs and check the breaker?"
Nope.
No, I
Seen
got my
that
phone.
movie.
I'm good. I know how that ends. I'm gonna walk down the stairs with my cell phone light, and all of a sudden, there's a guy with a baseball bat behind me. I know how this goes. Nope, not doing that. So like normally, I feel bad because like like the dad's supposed to be like all proud and bold and everything. I'm like, she's like, you go check that noise only if you come with. Really? I'm like, yep, you're coming with me if we're going downstairs and check out that. I'm not going down by myself.
That's true. You only die if you go by yourself.
So I can't do movies anymore. So I have to get all my horror themed stuff in games. That's why
Bairnt, there's this movie that is perfect for Halloween. Y'all, it's on, if you have Amazon Prime, it's on Amazon Prime. It's called Smile. It is a movie that y'all should watch for people who like horror movies. Basically, the trailer of it is a girl is brought frantic into a psychiatric hospital because she's just kind of losing her mind or whatnot. And when she's talking with the psychiatrist, she flips out, falls out of her chair, and it's like something is coming at her, but no one else can see what it is. So then she just goes quiet. The psychiatrist picks up the phone, and when she turns around, the girl's standing in front of her smiling, and she just takes like this thing and she slits her throat. Doesn't scream, just smiles and dies. And then whatever the thing was that was chasing her starts chasing the psychiatrist. And the stuff it does is just crazy. So it's a high recommend for people who like horror. Smile. It's not scary, it's suspenseful, but it has a really crazy ending. So check it out.
Robin's talking about a game. I've
There
got
was
it.
one horror game that
Key
Bairnt and I
Enigma
both
game, like you said
looked
that.
at each other and had to quit because it was that yeah, Bairnt talked about that one. It was like a
So
mystery solving.
freaky, man. I couldn't even get through the intro. It was so bad.
It was the one that they said was making like weird noises.
It was like the butterfly effect or something. And it was like oh my gosh. I couldn't we did and we were in the dining room with like the lights on and we're still like playing this and the lights are on the house and it's like maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock. And all of a sudden we're like going through this thing and I'm like, I'm done with this, Rob. And she's like, yeah, I can't take this. We didn't even get to the game. We're doing the intro, like how you play the game. So yeah, I forget what it was called, but yeah, that's another one. If you're interested, Key Enigma does some really good escape room games. I think I put them in my top 10 like one of my years. And that one of them was this horror game. It was absolutely horrifying. Oof. Sorry, go on, Steve. How do you like all our
move on
honorable
to
mentions?
from one dungeon to another. Darkest dungeon.
From one mythic to another mythic.
Yep.
All right. So
I don't have Mythic on my list.
So Mythic has been awful. I have horrible, terrible, no good feelings about their behavior. However, Red Hook created a fantastic IP called Darkest Dungeon that is one of my top favorite IPs that was converted into a board game. The board game is good. The company, not so much. So
Yeah.
I have my personal feelings about how Mythic has handled everything, but this game is fun. It is intense. It is it has a lot of really great elements that matches the IP. So if you've played the video game and like it, this one works really well. Yeah, but the publisher, however, it's a good game. It's like you said with Reichbusters, you really like Reichbusters, but you probably wouldn't back anything from the publisher again. But this one's a good one. If you could find it in your favorite local game store or aftermarket, I would say pick it up. Otherwise, let it slide.
The Butterfly Curse.
Yeah, that's the name of it, the Butterfly Curse. Yeah, I love the minis for Darkest Dungeon. I don't like the gameplay so much. I actually plan to homebrew the gameplay because I don't like okay, you do 1, 2, 3 face and then face the Darkest Dungeon and be done. I actually want to turn it into something that's like the video game.
Or you can gotta go back and do things and
Is the
come
game
back.
horror theme, or is the endless shipping the horror?
Oh yeah, Yogi Bear found it. Sorry, I missed your comment there, Yogi Bear. The Butterfly Curse, yes.
Yeah. So that's all I'll say about this one. But if you can find it at your favorite local game store or aftermarket, it's worth a pickup. Once Wave 2 is finally going to get made, I don't know if they're going to charge us extra for shipping. They probably will, knowing their dishonesty. But after I get my Wave 2, I'm done with them. But it's a good game. And I plan to homebrew some things on it. I already have homebrewed some things on it to make it even better.
And if anybody's interested, the Dawn of Madness is going to shipping in October, so they're hoping to get it November, December, I think.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Yeah,
it is in production.
Awesome.
Let's move on from one video game IP to another video game IP. This is for you, Bairnt.
Bloodborne. Yeah, this is the one that Derrick hates that I love. Derrick does not like this game. I like this game. This game is super fun. I like the fact that I don't play the video game at all. I cannot stand video games like this where it's like, okay, you're going to die 732 times before you figure out how to beat the guy and you got a button time everything, blah, barf. I don't do that. I don't got time for that in my life. I need to just play the game and win on my first try. That's just how it is. But when it comes to board games, I don't mind dying. I think this is great. I don't mind dying. I think it's kind of cool. You get your new skills and things like that as you go through. I think the card play is really fun. I know Colin also wasn't a big fan of this. He wants to try it again because when we played it the first time, we recorded it. And we've already found that recording together for VODs ruins the entertainment value of a game because there's so much stuff in between each shot, moving cameras, doing this, that you kind of lose the immersion and the feel of the game.
Yeah.
Which is very true in a lot of sense. But if you're recording yourself, a lot of that I keep a lot of that. I don't know why it is with doing it with him and me is different. I wonder if we went back and tried it again, if it would be different now, especially since we have the new mics. The other thing is we have to keep switching mics and doing all this stuff as we're doing it because each of us talk differently. But now we have those new mics thanks to Derrick. Maybe it would work better. I don't know. Anyway,
We had the same experience, Bairnt. It just doesn't work very well co-op recording. Yeah.
Yeah. But Bloodborne's I really like it. I think it's fun. Every mission I've played, I've enjoyed. I don't think I've won any of the missions yet, but it's really fun to play them and it's fun to go through them. I like the way that you just put on a tile, monsters populated. You've got to try to, and I like the fact you got to save cards without using, just go in there, go bomb, 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 and everything's dead. Nope, not everything's dead. Oh, now you're bomb, 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 bomb. Oh, no, I'm in this dream world. I know some people are like, but I got one shotted and I'm dead. Well, that happens in the game too. So
Yeah, it does happen in the game.
have
Have
You
you
have a
guys
question,
played?
Dirty.
Yeah, have you
It
guys
says-
played Dark Souls? And can you say how this compares? I've played Dark Souls,
No.
the card game.
No.
And it's completely different. Completely different. In Dark Souls, the card game, your health is your deck, as well as you being able to get items to use through the game is your deck. So it's not. I did not enjoy Dark Souls, the card game. I played all of it. It's recorded on the channel somewhere, and then I called that bad boy. But
I know that Dark Souls, the board game, is also different, but it's actually more like Monster Hunter than it is like Bloodborne. Bloodborne is actually you do explore, you learn different events and things like this happen in the game based on because you get a deck of cards that's the campaign that you're playing, and then as you're playing it, it'll be like, okay, now look at decks or card 7. You flip it over and it talks about what's in, like, oh, you found a child crying in a corner inside this house. Do you want to help them get to this thing? And then you got a new mission you can kind of work on if you want to, and then some of that might give you something or in that vein.
yeah, I don't like my games to punish me for the sake of like masochism. So
It's horror. We're talking about horror games. You're gonna get punished. It's like, oh, I'm going to the forest where Jason lives.
This-
No, I'm going to try.
This game punished me just for existing. It was like
That's Robinson Crusoe.
true, fair. You are absolutely right. All right, what do you got?
Okay, this next game definitely punishes you a lot, by the way.
It's Robinson Crusoe.
But I know this one will probably be hit to a lot of people's list. So Nemesis Lockdown.
Okay, so we
I won't
all
Lockdown
talk
says
about
it's
this
Nemesis,
game.
though.
But we actually were all going to put this on our list, but I didn't put this on my list because I knew somebody else already did, and I didn't want to have the same list.
Yeah, this one I always enjoy Nemesis games. They're fun. And the Lockdown one, I really like the light mechanic in there. The lights going on quite a bit. The power system. So this one actually bumps it up a little bit more for me than regular Nemesis. Curious what Retaliation is going to do, but like I said, it's been a fun horror game. One of the ones I always had a blast playing. Because like hypothetically, I had made...
that is a thing that has become like, that's locked into our memories forever.
Kim, there are 4 lights.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
There's not much to say about
this
Nemesis.
one's
We all
obviously
love
a
it.
popular game with aliens.
Yeah.
So or not aliens.
Yeah.
Intruders.
I think this is
right.
I think after that play at All Day Game Saturday at Gen Con, this has become the game of Gen Con for when the 3 of us are going to go, right?
Yes.
Someone has to bring this.
I'll bring it. Don't worry. And the good thing about it, like we found out, believe it or not, you can actually drop in, drop out pretty easy with this game.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
you
That's
can.
true.
You're not going to win, but it's fun to just drop in, drop out.
So Tim has a question. He wants to know how's this compared to Aliens Another Day in the Core. That's another one that we played, Bairnt.
Yes, I played.
I like this one so much better.
Nemesis, they're completely different. There's different mechanics that make each of them. I have both in my collection. The Nemesis mechanic is, of course, the more gritty, what do you call it? Like resource man, like you need the resources. There's always something there. It's always something that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Where, of course, North Day in the Core is very aliensy, where your Marines all have like smart guns and pulse rifles and all this. But I like the mechanic of the cards being your, not necessarily health of your characters, but like the whole sanity is the wrong word too, but the endurance of your whole party. And so as you're using your cards, you're discarding them. Some are coming back, some are going to lost cards, things of this nature. And you've got to manage that pool because you don't just want to be running around shooting all the time. You have to get out because they'll just keep coming and coming. Because the Marines could stand there and just keep shooting, but they're eventually going to run out of ammunition and things of that nature. And that's kind of what this other card system represents, which I think is really a cool system. I'm interested to see what the new expansion adds. I haven't had a chance to look into it yet, but I know they have a new expansion for this, where it brings in Gorman or no Spunkmeyer and Pharaoh from the dropship.
We're in the pipe 5x5. Man, I could quote that movie way too much. All right.
Put the movie from front to back. Is it sad?
Well, this next game we'll talk about is kind of a lot of movies. So
It is.
It is.
Final Girl.
Oh, there you go. I've
Yep.
got that.
Yeah, Final Girl is my one of my selections because the dice are brutal. It uses a 5-6 success, but fours are you can spend 2 cards to succeed, and then everything else you fail horribly. But it's a fun theme, fun, very quick card romp. I enjoy it. I have all of it, and I did pledge all of season 3. So this one the stories are fun. The gruesome death books are
Did you read some of those? Those are out of control. Okay, so some of those are just about as bad as the stuff that I've read about in Byron's like Dawn of Madness, like How Things Die. I'm like, holy crap, that was what you thought of for that poor character? Oh my gosh, you should be in a mental institution.
Yeah,
it's
the gruesome death books are really good. AJ and team put together a really great set and a really great system for this, a really great reusable system, because there's so many horror movies from the 80s and 90s that are amazing that they can pull content from. So this made my list. I love it.
I didn't want to double up on people's, but this probably would have been close to, if it didn't make my list, it would have been number 6, definitely. I'm pretty sure it would have been in the top 5.
Yeah.
This is also one that my wife and I really enjoy playing together, even though it's solo. We do play this together.
Who rolls the dice?
I let her do everything. That's why I stay married, Derrick. I tell her she does everything.
I have not played this one. I
we
really
do this.
want
I go,
to.
yeah, I think that'd be great. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, Steve, I'll bring over season 1 or season 2 or something so you can try it out.
Yeah, I like that, because the only reason I haven't played is because it's solo only, basic. Oh, I guess Bairnt makes it work, but everything
you can make it work
looks
too.
fun, like mechanically.
Yeah, you can make it work too. I want to see you and Kim play it, and have Kim roll the dice in the dice tray.
Okay, let's go from a bunch of movies to a single movie.
That's my movie. That's
Nice.
Aliens.
Yep.
And Robin did say we do take turns when we die. She is right. We actually go back and forth on turns in that game in Final Girl. I kind of put Aliens in there, and I was also going to put in A Glorious Day in the Core. Pretty much any Alien game I've got. I did like the top 5 Aliens. Alien Legendary can be in here. I mean, we're talking Aliens. Anything Aliens is going to be on my list. I could have made 5 games just with the Alien like franchise tag. This is my favorite thing. I love Aliens more than anything itself. So this is a fun, like Steve said, he's like, I don't know why this game works, but it still works. It's the easiest system on the planet, and it still works. It's still fun. It's still laugh riot, and it's still like enjoyable all the time. We'll be doing this as the final game of Extra Life yet again. Colin and I will be playing this
next week.
And I think, next week. And I think for some reason, whenever we get to this game, by that time, it's just so much fun, and we laugh and joke about it, and everybody's in there cheering us on, trying to kill us. It just for some reason becomes just like this great experience every time I play this game. I have played this game close to I would say 500-600 times. I can't even.
How beat up is the box? How beat up is the box?
The box before. I mean, it's like a trash thing. The original map I have is held together with packing tape because it was fraying and cutting and ripping. So we have like all this. It's been forever. Since then, a member of the community had sent me a neoprene mat. He had made himself a neoprene mat of the reactor room, the very first one you play, that's big enough to be able to hold the actual minis from Another Glorious Day in the core. So we actually use that now.
Oh, cool.
So it's become like it's like like people talk about blinging out games. It's the only game that's ever been blinged out that I own. And
What's amazing is that, like, after all these,
It's
after
hard
all
to
this time, you
pinpoint.
still have it. You still have it. You still play it. You still love it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
that's incredible.
it is. That's
The
why
box
I
is
don't know,
beat.
and I don't know why it stands time. It's just you roll a d10 and something happens. You either hit the thing or you don't.
Yeah, it's really
It's not like there's not like all these tables. There's not like 90-page rule books. There's not like all this stuff, and it works.
it's
Yeah.
a really dated design, you can tell, but like it's fun. I don't know how I agree with you, Bairnt. Everything you said. Like, it's
Do you feel
dated,
that it's
it's
the
old, like it's like
do you feel that it's the co-op experience that makes it fun? Like, if you played it solo, it wouldn't have such an
Oh
appeal?
no, it does. I play it solo.
Okay.
I
the
mean, I
co-op
think
makes a lot of fun though, because you're
Oh,
laughing
that's
at
always
these horrible
fun.
situations. So
Ah.
is on this map you see here, there is not a single space that is safe.
yes,
And you roll randomly for where these things come in. So you can be like, everything's going great. Next thing you know, it's like just in the movie. All of a sudden, boop, something grabs Dietrich, and all of a sudden, whoa!
Matthew. I remember that. That was hilarious, Matthew. last year.
Yeah, and they almost did. I think we only got out with like 2 people at one
You
point.
guys had a lot of guys, and Matthew just spawned everything on you.
It just completely it was absolutely incredible. And then, like at one point, I was just like, Colin, and he's like, okay, so I'm gonna go over here and say there's a time when we just say goodbye to our characters. I think that person is dead. Matthew has killed that character by surrounding it with 6 aliens. There's nothing we can do about that.
Not Vasquez.
No, I'd go save her. She's awesome.
Okay, let's moving on from aliens into otherworldly aliens. I'm trying to make this transition here. Eldritch Horror.
That's great. You guys put Eldritch Horror on your
Great old ones.
Yes. I am horrible at this game. Absolutely horrible. I've never won it, and I love playing it.
It's incredible. I've won once. It's incredible.
We'll talk about really bad at games. I one time had to spawn as a new character, and I died before I even took the first turn with that character.
Wow. Is that a record?
Probably. We also got a situation where we ran out of monster tokens, and we didn't know what to do because it wasn't clarified in the rulebook.
Yeah.
I would just say you lose.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible at this game. I've never even got close to winning it. Love it every time. So,
But it's so good. It's so good. It is a top-notch, like, just sandbox game. It's fun. I've homebrewed because the 5-6 I've done 4s as partial successes, and to me it makes the game even a lot even more fun. So
Well, we have a lot of fun at the 5-6s because we roll those.
no, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
See, you got to homebrew the 1 and 2s help you too, maybe.
Nah, maybe.
I'm kidding. I'm 100%
just I probably, even if it says I have to roll a d6 and I say all of them are successes, I'll roll a 7. So it's just how I go.
That's pretty good. Again, this could have been on anybody's list. I think this is such a fun game.
yep, really enjoyed this one. Don't own it, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, Colin owns it. He bought like the broken token insert, so it's like this huge giant crate.
Yeah.
It's out of control.
Yeah, I had to get, I think I got LaserOx inserts for those, and it helps organize the game greatly. So it's but it's a fun, I have all of it. Cynthia's to blame. Because I'd never played it, and then she was like, let's try it out, and now I own all of it.
Yep. I agree with you, Steph. It's about the adventure. Totally agree.
Robin.
Yes.
That's Robin's horror game. D&D.
I repeat, for yet another stream, Derrick will roll well when rolling for crocodiles against me. He saves it all up.
Stacy, I can confirm this. If we were rolling 5 or 6s for success, and then suddenly 1 and 2 for success, Derrick would start rolling 5 and 6s then, guaranteed.
No one believes me until they see it. No one believes me.
I doubted it. I'm like, Derrick, this is a good game for you because you roll low and you're fine. Whatever bad is what Derrick rolls.
Yep. No one believes me until they see it. Like I said, I had a designer of a game where he was like, "Yeah, you got this, no worry." And by close to the end of that game, every time I rolled a die, his response was just purely, "Wow." No one believes me.
Okay, let's move on to the final games on our list. This is for you, Derrick.
Yeah, I picked Nemesis, the original. I like Lockdown. I just haven't played Lockdown enough. I think the only times I've played Lockdown is with Bairnt and Steve, or Bairnt or Steve. So I haven't had a chance to. I have it. I have all of it. I just haven't had a chance to really get it to the table to play it by myself to really see what they love more about it. Because if I play with Bairnt, he runs like the monster turn, or the other phases outside of my player phase. So he's like, "Yep, the light turns and you move the elevator and you shift this and you do that and this door opens." So I just kind of like, he does that and I'm like, okay, all right, cool, then it's my turn. So I need to understand what I still haven't seen the differences because I haven't done it myself, type of thing. So, but this one made it. This one only has one problem to me. Other than that, the game is amazing, but it only has one problem
that I think is the best that they don't.
The health.
the monster health. If I shoot you and you got 3 health, you got 3 health.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Snow. There is still one more thing. Steve didn't put my game on. What about Machina Arcana? Didn't I put it up there? I told you to. Did.
Transition time. Yeah. So what about no Machina Arcana? Well, don't worry. We got one more game to talk about from Bairnt's list, and that is Machina Arcana.
I was like, I know I put it on my list. Why did you do it? This is a great dungeon crawler. This is like one of my favorite dungeon crawlers because I love the fact that the story develops as you do things in the dungeon. But one thing I like about it is it doesn't have like that, like, oh, this is how the board is set up. I love that the board can always be completely random, but what you're doing on it is based on where a lot of times when you have to advance the story, you're advancing it by lighting these little beacons. I forget what they're called. And I think that's a really cool system in this game. I love the fact that the dice aren't as powerful as in most other dungeon crawlers. You're not rolling like D6s. Like these dice don't have that many faces on them. So I think it's great. And on top of that, we talked about this last time. You're not putting 742 miniatures on the board. You're afraid of one guy, let alone.
This game is brutally hard, basically.
It's not brutally hard, but everything you do matters. Every monster out there is a deal. It's not like, oh, okay, I got 3 peasants out there. I should just walk in there and blah, 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 blah. Oh, I missed one. That's okay. He's probably going to run away and maybe try to shoot me from a distance, right? No, every monster is a deal. It's a deal. And some of them you might not be able to attack right away. You're like, oh crap. And you got to just run from them, still trying to complete objectives. And the cool thing is the map is only a 4x4 grid. So if you move to this map, it slides and then the next one comes in and it just keeps sliding. So you could technically run from these monsters right off the board and you don't have to deal with it. Because sometimes, like I said, there might be monsters you can't deal with. They might have an ability that doesn't allow you to target them. Or you got to figure out a sneaky way to do it. Like maybe get them next to a barrel and blow the barrel up, and then all of a sudden the barrel will do damage to these monsters. So there's a lot of puzzle to it. And I think that's what I like about it. But it's not as puzzly as, was it Dungeon Alliance? It's not that kind of puzzly system. It's more of a, okay, there's this thing on the board that I got to deal with because these things are brutal. These monsters are going to get you. It's almost like Nemesis. Like there's a Nemesis monster in your space. That's bad news. Right. That's really bad news. Like this one can ruin your day.
Yeah.
So it's very similar to this, but instead of it being the same Nemesis hitting the board, it's always a different monster that has something going on with it that you got to be watching out for or deal with. Now, this is one of those games when you play it, you have to make sure you're playing it to have fun. Because sometimes you can get bogged down in some of the rule mechanics and things and the nuances of these rules. And it can distract you from having the experience you want to have. I just play it and have fun with it. if that makes sense.
Yogi.
There are dice, but they're not as brutal as you think. They're not D6s. It's like one will only roll 1s and 2s, the other one will roll like 2, 3s, and 4s. It's like that kind of system is the deal. And there is crafting and stuff in this game. Yeah, it's overall it's just a really fun dungeon crawling experience, especially for a Halloween theme type thing. It's a steampunk horror world.
Okay.
I need to try this one. I've not played this one. I know it comes up all the time.
Well, then I guess that has to happen someday.
Okay, we got one final game to talk about. And I absolutely love this game. This is probably the game I love the most that I don't own, and that is Maximum Apocalypse. I love this one. And I don't know, people might say it's not horror, but I think Apocalypse fits horror. I don't know, maybe it doesn't. But it's got
There's a
zombies
zombie
and
scenario.
There's zombies in it.
aliens in
Dinosaur
it.
There's
scenario.
zombies in it. Yeah.
There's a dinosaur scenario that they eat you.
Yeah, there's a praying mantis one too.
Yeah.
I didn't play the praying mantis one. I hate bugs.
No, I love this one because this one has has a lot of really fun characters to play. So each character has a unique deck that has a different twist on it. I love playing the surgeon in this one that heals people because that's really fun. But the priest is really cool. He can destroy monster tokens remotely and stuff like that. Just so much fun playing this one. A lot of fun scenario variety with building your own maps and everything. The new changes in Waste of Wilds are great. They did a lot of really nice things, especially with setup. Setup's a lot better now. But yeah, Max Apocalypse, love this one.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a good one. I used to have it.
I have it. I have all of it.
I don't anymore. We just never found time to play it or bring it to the table, and we found other games that we've enjoyed more. Honorable mention time. Honorable mention. I didn't put Kingdom Death on the list, which
That's
is
a good honorable mention.
Good honorable mention. I just finished painting up my scout. That'll be hitting the table soon.
Yeah.
Death
my
May Die
honorable-
is another honorable mention that didn't
Yep.
make the list.
Yeah,
That is going to be a what do you call it? An extra life game this year. Is Cthulhu Death May Die.
Mhm.
Also, the Shadows of Brimstone was another honorable mention I was thinking about throwing in that I did not.
And my honorable mention is the Night Cage. I don't know if y'all have played that at all yet. The Night Cage is a lot of fun.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Are you on the Night Cage?
Oh boy. Damn it. Just damn it.
Are you in the Night Cage? Darn it. Oh, I screwed that up.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, the Night Cage is an honorable mention for me. It was next on the list of horror games. You have a candle and you are creeping around in the dark, and there is stuff chasing you. The board falls away, and the board always changes when you move out of candle range.
Is that the one that has tiles that kind of move along with you as you go?
Yeah. So you're moving along with it, and when you move out, you take away, and then if you try to go back, it changes. So the board is always changing, and it is a fun game solo as well as in group. It's a co-op game completely, where you have to find all the keys to get out, but it's a lot of fun. He can't. He's grown too powerful.
It happens.
Oh, so good. Yeah, I don't really have many horror games either, so no. This was a tough list for me to make, not gonna lie.
Yes, there are a lot of horror games out there. I have Dawn of the Zeds up here. I looked at that one and thought about that one, but I haven't played it enough to really make the list. Colin and I joke about the fact that when we walked through Gen Con Hall, I was like, oh my gosh, look at this game. You should check it out. He goes, oh, what do you know, Bairnt? It's another game that has like death or doom or something in the title. Why are you gravitating towards these words? So we started, it's almost our joke after about halfway through the con. We're walking around, I was like, I'll be like, dude, here's a game you might like. I look over and it's like, doom, death, depth, doom, death. Like, Colin. And then I started making fun of him, of course, like, oh, Colin, this might be one you like. It's like flowers, happy.
Again, a game that I would, and I'll call it another honorable mention. I've only played it once, but I liked it. But I think, Bairnt, you may like it. Masters of the Night.
Masters of the Night.
You are vampires, and you have come to a new city, and your job is to take it over.
Oh.
Yeah. So Masters of the Night I actually played once, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to do.
I'll have to take a look at that. Masters of the Night. That'd be something to do.
Anyway,
Yeah, there's
Friday was
so many-
mentioned here as well. I haven't played that one. That looks interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure there's a lot of people that have some really great games. I'll leave them in the comments section so other people can read them. That'd be awesome.
Dirty Danches. I wish Frostpunk was considered a horror game, but it is brutal and I love every part of it.
I'm actually going to be playing that one pretty soon, as in like sometime in the next like 4 months.
It is fun, but you and Colin need to play it.
Yeah, Colin has a copy. He actually got a copy of that game. So
Okay.
I think he picked up a copy secondhand. So he did say he has it. We were thinking about doing it sometime soon. We decided to do Arkham Horror card game, but we might do it after that together.
Okay, I can answer any rule questions y'all have. It is a fun game. I love it.
Yeah, I like that one too, actually. That was good.
VOD first, and then once we do the video on demand to kind of explain the game, then we'll do a live play. And we'll probably, the thing is, we want to try to do it on a Monday afternoon because it's probably a longer game than our normal 2.5 hour session would be. So we want to try to find a time that would work.
Well, it could be shorter, but it can be a longer game, but it's fun.
Yes. So yes, lots of games out there. I know we only scratched the surface with only 5. Everybody in the comment section is amazing. I know we probably didn't talk about all your favorite games, but we all have favorite games, and that's the beauty of this hobby.
Yep.
Cracking up at Ryan's comment here. On number 1 horror game, Spirit Island with 4 players because the AP. AP's analysis paralysis.
I could not imagine that game with 4 players. I couldn't imagine it. Two hurts me already.
It's fun 4, but it's fun with 4 if everyone has played the game before and knows the game pretty well. So
yeah.
So this week, so I told them I'd tell them a story, but I was going to tell it off camera, but then I decided it'd probably be good for on camera. So this week, I met an astronaut. Can you believe that? An astronaut. I clocked lots of hours in space.
I'm nervous. I'm so nervous right now. Right?
And our group and there were people with me, and somebody spoke up and had questions for the astronaut. Okay, if you were to meet an astronaut for the first time, not knowing anything about this person, nothing, what would be a question you think you might want to ask the astronaut? This is an older gentleman who's like been around for a while in the astronaut program. Would it be
how is adapting back to Earth's atmosphere? I don't know.
No, how about, I've heard there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. Did we really land on the moon?
Oh my God.
Boy. Oh,
that's the question that was asked.
Buzz Aldrin punched somebody for saying that, you know.
The answer was yes, we did. We didn't film anything in Arizona. Followed up immediately with, did they let you keep your spacesuit? No, they're kind of expensive. Well, at least let you keep the helmet, right? No. The helmet. Those are the questions asked of the astronaut. Boom, done.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
Going, seriously? That's what you're asking the astronaut?
Was this a grown person or a kid?
Oh no, these are adults. Yep.
Well, on that note,
so confirmed by astronaut, we landed on the moon.
Wait, is it the same person who believes that science doesn't know what the sun's made of?
Nope, the different person.
Oh boy,
there are other people in this world, Derrick.
They're multiplying.
They're multiplying, and I seem to always meet them.
Oh boy. Dude was like, I need to leave this planet again.
I'm sure that's not the craziest thing he's probably heard.
No, I'm 100% sure. But I mean, you got I thinking, really? Oh, don't worry. Then the peeing in space came up after that, so that was a lot of fun.
Cool.
Like, I like Steve's question better. Like, how is reacclimating back to the atmosphere? Like, that's kind of cool.
No. So let's talk about what's coming up on channels. Derrick, what you got?
I had Maximum Apocalypse set and it's still set, but unfortunately I have to move it. So that one's going to be changing. But the big thing that's coming up, let's see, Tuesday's Art Quest, I think, maybe. Then Thursday, I don't know. But the big thing that's coming up is Saturday, which is Extra Life. That's the main thing that I want to focus on just to make sure that everybody gets a lot of information. I'll be playing Marvel Zombies, kicking it off. And so just be playing that on Saturday. Then Steve and Bairnt will take over with their awesomeness and be amazing as always.
Maybe do
So,
stuff
Bairnt.
before that, but we'll find out. I gotta put the schedule together. But yes.
All right. Bairnt, what do you got?
I got okay. So
Yep.
it's World
Uh-huh.
Series time here in Minnesota and in the state of the United States, right? So there's a Miss apparently wants to watch the World Series. So we're not doing any streaming this week.
Okay.
But I will be doing a streaming episode probably Thursday. But watch my community chat to figure out what day is going to work with Jen. Jen and I are going to be doing we were supposed to do it this Thursday, but we had a conflict come up. Actually, I did. Namely 3 tests by a 13-year-old that needed help studying. So we had to postpone until next week. On top of that, got all the stuff ready for Kingdom Death. I got my Smog Stingers painted and I got my Scout painted. So we're going to be jumping back into Kingdom Death after we do Orc Quest, one more mission, and we do, because I think the last mission we're doing will be the full thing for chapter 1, because Orc Quest is then 3 chapters, at least the main game. And so you can do like the 3rd chapter would be like the end of the first, like the 3rd mission is the end of the 1st chapter, I think. And then what else have I got? Oh, Stars of Akarios is coming back to Kickstarter or GameFound. I'm sorry, for the reprint and an expansion. And I might be trying to do some coverage of that. I might actually do another mission. And while I'm doing that mission, I did a similar to Isolfarian Guard where I kind of explained some of the new stuff coming as I'm doing the mission to kind of demonstrate it live. We'll see though. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get that up and running.
Oh, that reminds me. Yeah. Sunday is Arkham Horror, the finale for Path of Carcosa with Kate and Cynthia.
Wow.
So we're at our finale for that one. So that's Sunday.
I think that's all I got. I don't think I'm doing anything else. I'm trying to get maybe. Oh, and Moon, the solo version of Moon is coming.
Okay.
I got that on the table right now. That's what I'm going to record tomorrow. I'm going to record Moon really quick, or not. Yeah, and then I'm going to pull it, and then I'm going to put Orc Quest on the table. Record that on Monday, pull it, and then try to get Kingdom Death done over the week.
Cool.
That's my plan.
I like that plan.
We'll see if it happens. I've been spending a lot of time with my family, so it's been harder and harder to record.
No, it's important.
Mm-hmm.
It's more important.
Family.
Yeah,
we got
Stars,
13-year-old
Derrick and I are also covering that as well. Stars of Akarios coming up.
Yeah, we got a 13-year-old that actually wants to hang out with you. You might as well do that while you can.
Definitely. That doesn't last long. So
Yeah. Yeah, Stars of Akarios on not on the 9th. On the 9th.
yes.
This
9th.
one we'll be playing Stars of Akarios. Anyway, Steve, what do you got?
So let's see. Monday is going to be a live stream with designer Lewis for Keep the Heroes Out, the expansion that's currently on Kickstarter. We're going to play some of the new content together. So can come take the look, watch that Monday. Wednesday is going to be Co-op Corner, talk about news. And then I'm probably going to be taking a bit of a break because I got prepped for Extra Life, which is Saturday. So I got a lot of stuff happening Saturday. I saw a comment from Mike, so I can win at SI, Spirit Island. I'm assuming you know Spirit Island by that. I don't have Spirit Island planned, but if you want to see it, I will definitely add it to the list. I will always play Spirit Island. Love that game.
Yeah,
But yeah, just prepping for Extra Life is the big one.
And Pickle's like, too bad Game of Palooza and Extra Life weren't at the same time. It would have been great. There was potential for it, but I may be indisposed that weekend outside of Extra Life, so I wouldn't be able to make it. I don't want Steve to plan anything on a contingency, so it's fine.
Yeah. So that is what's coming up. A lot more new stuff coming up in the future, but I think that's probably gonna end it for today. So
Insamouth is coming back. It's going to be coming back not this week, but next week. We're not stopping until we're done with it. And like Robin said, yes, that is one of the reasons I've been doing stuff is because we've been playing a video game called It Takes Two together. Robin and I have.
Okay.
Xbox. And we also the new Mario game came out, so we've been playing a lot of Mario.
Oh, it did? Okay. I need to download that today.
It's pretty fun. It's in that new Dream World type thing. Which is cool.
I want to play that, so I'm all about it.
Hey Ryan, no, I have not posted a list of games we're planning for Extra Life. I have a collage in the last video I did, but not a list of the schedule. I'm working with Bairnt and Derrick on that. It will be done this weekend, so you'll have it probably by the end of late Sunday or early Monday. So
99% chance we're doing Death May Die, Space Hulk, and Aliens. Those are the 3 games Colin and I will be doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, we get hit by a meteor or something.
And Marvel Zombies, and then I have one more, but that I'm going to try to sneak in throughout the day. So I'm doing Marvel Zombies, and I'll sneak in one somehow. Nope.
Whoa,
Nope.
Steve, you
I'm talking
cracked me
right
up.
over it. I'm talking right through it. I'm talking right through
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
it.
It's happening. It's happening.
Steve brings it up. Confirmed.
Good Lord. I think they're doing that to torture me. I swear to God. So,
I can hardly wait.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm so
so I'll
excited
try
for
to
that one.
probably
Bringing back
sneak in
Dawn
one
of
more.
Madness. Oh, Zimbo, you got to watch the beginning. I actually put that in my top 5 this year. Yes, I have it coming. It is in production in theory. It started production in October, so I guess that's this month. Should be in hopefully shipping by the end of the year, I hope. But yes, I backed Dawn of Madness. If you want a creepy, super creepy horror game, that is the one to get.
But is it creepy, Bairnt?
Creepy. It's kind of like Creepy Paper. Have you ever seen that show, What We Do in the Shadows?
Oh.
Yes.
And he walks in and he's like,
Yes.
"Oh, I gotta buy this creepy
Creepy
paper.
paper.
Creepy paper. No, crepe paper. Creepy.
Oh my gosh. Ugh.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thanks everyone for joining. It was a fun chat. And thanks everyone for stopping by. We'll see everyone
Build the
next time.
guild.
Take care.
Bye bye.
All right.